So do we have enough at the outset to meet the objectives of the trust for its life? You may start with what you think is a very significant amount in setting up that trust structure, but if there are big spending demands, then they can disappear very quickly. And at the same time, fighting against us, we've got that impact of inflation as well. So how much is enough? So if you're the trustee and you're working with the settlor and you want to start the trust fund with an amount, let's call it a figure, 12 million is a case. We were working with some families recently, and they had education needs, and then they wanted to support future purchase of property. And although they're starting with this very substantial amount and going through financing education, living expenses, and then eventually contributing to properties purchases, we could actually do the calculation to plot all those amounts that were required into the future and work out what level of return was required. And something I've seen extensively is where there are distribution requirements from the trust or income needs to be paid away. A portfolio will be set up with a strategy that has an income bias. So you could call it income, you could call it cautious, but actually that might not generate the overall return that's needed to meet those objectives. Through the cash flow forecasting in the wealth plan, we can press the button and say, right, we need a return of 6%, 7%, 8%. So we can have an actual figure that we use to set up the strategy. Now, if you have that, all of a sudden you have very, very good rigor and corporate governance for why you chose that strategy at the outset. And then because we're reviewing the plan on an ongoing basis, we can make sure that that strategy works. So we've got ongoing suitability, and we're also testing against that. So for the trustees, they can be confident that the structure is going to succeed and not fail. For the settlor, they can know exactly how much they need. Now, there might be a situation where they say, I want to achieve this, but actually, the amount that we've got will not be able to achieve those distributions into the future. Because we've looked at it and we're going to run out of money because we're going to spend it. So what do we do? Now, as you were talking about with the private client, what are your options? You spend less, you distribute less. So you say to the beneficiaries, you're having less money. Can be a bit difficult.